Hi ScottishWarrior92 and any of the clan that may be watching this. This is my response video to your 1000 subscriber celebration. Unfortunately I couldn't make a video in time for your deadline. Unfortunately it was due to illness and work and other things. I just couldn't meet your deadline. I'm very sorry about that because with the hours of entertainment you've given me in the past, the fact that I'm late with this video really doesn't sit well with me. I actually feel a little bit guilty. So what makes me a geek? First things first is video games. Yeah, I'm using a pink pad at the moment, deal with it. My golden one got smashed against the wall in a fit of rage, which as a Scotsman you would have been proud of. It really was some classy raging right there. So video games, as far back as I can remember, I've always been a gamer. Maybe I started at about 5 years old, and my first console was, I think it was an Amstrad. It only came in two colours on the screen, which was green and black. And your games actually run off an audio cassette which you had to rewind back to the beginning if you wanted to play the game. That's just how old I am. But I just remember playing, I think it was something like Scooby-Doo's Haunted Mansion or something like that, and just playing this game, and the fact that it was one of my cartoon characters but I was controlling the action. It was just like, it was amazing for me, you know, especially like, you know, because like Scooby-Doo, you know, is recognisable to a child, and I was a child at the time, so it was just like I was playing as one of my childhood heroes. I used to love all the Scooby-Doo cartoons, and I still watch them now, as well as Tom and Jerry and some of the classic cartoons. But just the fact that I was controlling Scooby-Doo, it was just like, it was crazy. There was also a few other games that I had on that system. There was Friday the 13th, which whenever someone died there was this like green face appear on the screen with a knife in it, and it was like a sound effect. Probably not the sort of thing I should be playing at that age, but still I remember having fun with it and it sticks in my memory. As well as like there was a fast food Dizzy and the Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy, and I still remember how to get out of the initial dungeon of the Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy, bizarrely enough. Not that I'll ever play that game again, but who knows, maybe one day in the future that knowledge will be invaluable. So the second thing that makes me a geek is anime. Bleach is currently one of my favourites, and how are you getting on with Claymore, actually? I recommended it to you, and I hope you're enjoying it, because I really enjoyed it. And someone's screaming outside my window, please woman be quiet while I am trying to record a video here. Yeah, so how are you getting on with Claymore? I really enjoyed watching it, and if anything, even if you hate the storyline or hate maybe one of the characters, the fight scenes in it are phenomenal. They're some of the best fight scenes that I've ever seen in any anime, to tell you the truth. It's just really fluid, and they don't seem to resort to any cheap tricks like even Bleach does occasionally with the flash step move, where they just move from one side of a adversary to another and like, I've cut you, but it's just a way of saying we're cheap and lazy with the animation. But still I do like the story of Bleach. So the third thing that makes me a geek is comic books. I'm decked out in the old Superman t-shirt. I've always loved comic books, as far back as I can remember. I still remember reading my first comic book, which was an Amazing Spider-Man one. I can't remember the number, but I do remember that he faced the Lizard Man in that comic. I was waiting in the Barbers, and there was just this comic book there. And of course on the front cover there's this red and blue colourful hero, and of course it was the Amazing Spider-Man decks across the top and faces the terror of the Lizard or something like that. And I was just, you know, to a child reading that, it's like, oh, this is something new and different. I mean, up until that point I was familiar with like Beano and Dandy maybe, which are UK comics to anyone who's unfamiliar with them, but yeah, I was familiar with those sort of comic books, but I'd never seen a superhero. And just reading this comic, and I can still remember what was in it. I was just like, just amazed that, well, yeah, by the Amazing Spider-Man. It's just, it was this story told out of, a teenager who just went out and, fought crime with his amazing powers, even though I didn't quite understand how he got those powers. It was still an eye-opening experience for me. I can still remember back in the, I think it was the early 90s, when Superman dying made international headlines in the papers, just everywhere. Superman dies. It was this unthinkable thing. And I still remember going to the paper shop and asking for them to get every single issue in that they could, because I wanted to see how this supposedly invincible man was going to die. And it was a shock to the system when you finally saw, in the final panels, Superman bested by Doomsday, and his tattered flag was flying from a flagpole. It was, I will admit that I actually shed a few tears when I reached the end of the comic. Of course, he came back a few issues later, but still, or was it about a year? I think there was like a year with no Superman, and then they brought him back. I could be misremembering that. So, that's what makes me a geek. I wouldn't have my life any other way. I just love all this stuff so much. I mean, I'm that much of a fan of Mass Effect. I've got N7 tattooed on my chest, just to show my love for a series that means so much to me. I also made sure that I got it in the exact space of where it is on Shepard's armour, just because I'm sad like that. Well, no, it's not sad. It's love and appreciation. It's kind of like, I'm not going to get into that right now. But it is kind of like when everyone's seen the ending for Mass Effect 3 and everyone's like, it can't end this way. So that's what makes me a geek. I really wouldn't have it any other way at all. And all I can say is thank you to you, Scottish Warrior, for the countless hours of entertainment you have given me over the past 2 or 3 years. I think I've been watching your videos now. I've enjoyed pretty much every one I've watched. Why do I watch your videos? It's because you're honest and you don't hold back. You tell things the way they are. With your big companies, your large websites, they run it like a business. Sometimes they'll give a game, a movie, a book, whatever, a higher review than it actually deserves for future coverage of upcoming games. So, they run it like a business. I can understand why they do it that way, but it's because of people like yourself and others that we can go on. We can look on the on YouTube. We can look on the internet, and we can find an honest review. And your channel is the reason that my channel exists. So I guess you could say I'm blaming you. No, I'm just kidding. I really am enjoying making videos, and the fact that when we met in September, you said you'd help me out if I ever needed any help. That meant a lot to me. I mean, you were great during that entire time. You even braved the rain and the riots just to make sure that I made it to the bus stop in one piece. So on behalf of all the Geek Clan, I'd just like to say thank you. And here's to another 1,000 subscribers. Let's aim for the 2,000, the 3,000, the 4,000. It's completely doable. And maybe one day in the future my own channel will have 1,000 subscribers. Try saying that with a straight face. So I've said all I needed to say. Thank you once again. Your channel is the reason that my channel exists, because you showed me that an average guy just can go on the internet and just give his opinion and it will be heard, at least by someone. So once again, I know I've said it enough times, but thank you, because I really am enjoying making my own videos, and you inspired me to start making my own. So thank you once again. I've been N7 Strider, and I should go.